to, yeah, great. We've paused. Pause on the previous. Can we pause on the previous image, please? Right, Captain Thomas. If we just move forward a little bit, just a second or two before the crash, and this image, we'll clear it up. Yeah, stop right there. Captain Thomas, does this play the video? Captain Thomas, does this indicate that the flaps were in the right setting here? Right here, right? Does this not indicate that the flaps were in an up position? On the takeoff run of an aircraft, wouldn't the flaps be on another position?
The flaps would be in takeoff position, and which is very close to what is. You cannot find out from this angle if the flaps were, down or up, but they would certainly be in takeoff position. If they were not, the takeoff configuration warning would come up, and they would have to abort the takeoff. So there's no question of the flaps not being in the correct position. And
from this image itself, you can't tell whether the flaps were in takeoff configuration or not.
Very difficult, Vishnu. Very frankly, very difficult. And if it were not to be in that position, a warning would have gone off. So it's unlikely that it would happen.
Okay, so that's something that we're going to have to look at very, very closely. Captain, any other thoughts on, I understand it's early and I understand we don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but anything else that you can share with us at this stage on your initial thoughts on what's happened over here?
Vishnu, not much. My information is as good as yours.
Right.
So whatever we are getting on our groups, we will collate those information and probably be in a better position to give you something probably down the line. So my apologies for that.
No, I completely understand. Thank you, Captain Thomas, very much for being with us. Do join us later on in the evening as well.
Let's add to that question that you were asking about if there, are any injuries that we are reporting from that medical college
We've got some more
where they struck
now.
up. Apparently 20 students are injured is the initial information coming in, but there were possibly a lot more people there. There were also interns, and again, this is an information that we will wait till it is confirmed. And I want to quickly, recap for our viewers the official responses you've heard so far. I think the MOS Civil Aviation, Muralidhar Mohal, has put out quite a lot of that information. He does say right now that this is still an active situation. Our idea is to ensure that relief and rescue operations are expedited, and that's exactly what is happening, and that is what the focus of the authorities, the administration is right now. But we are looking now at not just the crash site, which is that medical college, a part of that which you see now on your screens. So there are survivors we are talking about their safety on the plane, and now students and interns possibly also at that medical college. So these are two important images. These are two important locations, pictures of which already are playing out on our screens.
Yep.
Also there are control rooms that have been set up, numbers of which continuously are flashing on your screens. That has been set up so that there is, no fake news. You do not look into wrong places for information. Only look at these numbers, dial these numbers to pick up, Vishnu, the latest information.
All right, the President has tweeted and she says, I'm deeply distressed to learn about the tragic plane crash in Ahmedabad. It's a heart-rending disaster. My thoughts and prayers are with the affected people. The nation stands with them in this hour of indescribable grief. So President Murmu, voicing her condolences and her shock at what exactly has taken place. Now, on the images on your screen are of that medical college. This is the tweet of the President. I just read that out. I'm deeply distressed to learn about the tragic plane crash in Ahmedabad. It's a heart-rending disaster. My thoughts and prayers are with the affected people. The nation stands with them in this hour of indescribable grief. The images on your screen are of that medical college where there are injuries. Deepti mentions that there are at least 20 people, possibly interns, who've been injured. We do not know about fatalities at this stage over there, but given the fact that this was an aircraft with between 80 and 90 tons of fuel, most likely, the fact that it went down shortly after takeoff, it would have been a massive explosion. This is what Rajiv Pratap Rudy, the BJP leader, who's also an Indigo pilot, told us that, in a situation like this, the explosion would have been massive, and consequently the loss of lives massive as well. And from the basis of what we have seen, we are not getting any word of survivors. It's been a couple of hours, and I think it's important that we responsibly put this out that that about 3 hours after that aircraft took place, just short, Deepthi, of 3 hours, there is no word of any survivors on board that aircraft. The large number of nationals were Indian, more than 150. There were approximately 50 British nationals on board. There were, I think, 7 Portuguese and 1 Canadian. 242, that includes the crew members, a 10-person crew, including the 2 pilots.